Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Theoni with Thrifty Divas, and you are joining us for Kitchen Chronicles Part 4. If you have not watched parts 1 through 3, make sure to go check those out first. They are linked for you down below in the description box. Hello everyone, this is day 1 of week 2 completed. So today, of course, make sure you go watch Kitchen Chronicles episodes 1 through 3 before checking this out, because you got to be up to speed or else nothing will make sense. So this is the support beam for the new header, which goes down to the basement. And this ended up bumping out this wall a little. There was a lip that went this way toward me, but they eliminated that and then ended up making it go this way. So yesterday, Andy framed all of this out, which it's covered right now, but that's going to involve cutting the baseboard to give it room because it still needs to be sheetrocked and everything, and then the baseboard needs to be capped again. He moved the outlet out, which was there on that wall. So only problem here is that this is really my only official dining area. This is where I had my kitchen table, and we are losing about, I'd say almost a foot of that by the time it's done. Probably 10 inches safely, something like that. 9 inches, so I don't know, somewhere. But we did lose some space in here. So I'm going to need a smaller table that I still keep looking for. This island still needs to get out of here. We have a plan for that. I have to let you guys know the big news in another video. This is all of Andy's stuff left here. What else did he do? Well, he moved the cabinets back. That was the first thing he did. And he's just still messing with some electric here. He's going to be doing something with that plumbing. He is beginning to frame this out. If you've been following along, you know that this wall needs to be bumped out to become level with that one. This is the other support beam for the new header. This big one in the middle. So we are leveling everything out there, and it's a good thing he's doing that, because actually the distance here is different over here from the distance here. Everything's crooked, but it will be straight when he's done. So that is the framing that is beginning today. He's going to work on, today's day 2, the beginning of day 2. I wanted to start filming before he gets here, so we don't miss day 1 in this video. But today he's going to be working on some more of the electrical stuff and getting wires to where they properly need to go. And that is pretty much it for now. He said he put that down last night so nobody accidentally steps in it, because it's a little bit of a hole currently. And yeah, that's where we're at. But he said everything's going really well. And then we're going to have to cut this entrance into the living room and close it off about 6 inches or so, maybe. We'll see. But he said he's going to need the kitchen schematic, the sketch for today, to properly measure the cabinets to see how much will need to come out to know for sure. But this is the process at the end of day 1 of week 2. Last week was a struggle. All of our health is improved. Thank goodness. Knock on wood for now, which should make things a little easier. And yeah, and then today we'll begin day 2 of week 2, and I will show you at the end of the day. All right, this is the morning after to show you day 2 of week 2 before they start again today. So yesterday he spent some time down here putting in this vent pipe for the plumbing that is going to exit through the roof there. He also is going to put in the venting for the stove, which is going to go right around here, and have that come out the roof in the same location as well. I think they finished off this framing. Amazingly enough, he claims he thinks we're only going to right here with the measurements after bumping this out and the cabinets and the fridge. So that might not get affected at all, which is good. And the thing I need to talk to him about today, which I'm a little nervous about. So he showed me this that he attached to the header yesterday. I believe his reasoning was to bump it out a little bit there so there's no gap or something to that effect. However, then late last night when I'm in here, I see this. And if we backtrack in our videos, I do believe that was the 2 panels that were right here on the side when it first got delivered. There's 2 huge refrigerator panels there, but then there was 2 of those, and I thought those were the island sides. I don't know. But then I saw this, and so apparently this is what they were cutting. It looks exactly the same as up there, and it looks exactly the same as up here. This was part of the custom order and got shipped with my cabinets. So I'm a little scared. Don't know what they cut, and I need to ask him about that today. I don't know why, because, you know, in my custom cabinet order, they definitely were not thinking about this. That I know for 1000% certainty. So I have to see what that is and why he cut it. And yeah, and I just want this done already because I'm getting very, very nervous about my cabinets. They are taking an absolute beating. He opened several boxes to look for things. You know, they've been moved back and forth and back and forth and back and forth now. I saw that box up there open. That's glass panels for my glass cabinet. So this is all making me very, very, very nervous. And yeah, anyway, I'll see what he says today. It's the first thing I'm asking him when he gets here. Now I have to finish getting my son ready for school. All right, I will talk to you guys later with an update, of course. Also, he said he can't get a switch in here. He can't get a switch over there. So so the lighting is like severed, kind of. We have half over there, we have half over here. And then once the header's in, you can't run anymore. So we usually use this door to come in. And he was saying the switch would be on the other side. I said, no way. We can't run through a dark kitchen every time we come home to find the light switch. So then he was like, oh, I was thinking this wall outside the closet, but I figured that's too far from the door. I said, it's closer than over there. So I think he's going to put half, you know, for this half of the room, the switch over here, which it is what it is. That's fine. And then he's saying that this box, it won't be this big at all. We'll have to possibly go in my living room on the other side, which I didn't want at all. But once again, it is what it is. Situation explained, crisis averted. Those were not the island panels. He bought those. Good. Okay, that's out of the way. But check this out that I found. So I was looking at this last night, and here's my flooring. And then I see threshold, $105. But this never got delivered. And if you go back to like part 1 or 2 when the flooring was delivered, you'll see this was not there. I just asked Andy what that looks like, and he said it's a long like piece of trim, skinny piece of trim that matches your flooring. You guys saw the video. I have it documented. There was nothing there. So now I have to call the store and see if this was supposed to be there, the threshold, because it never came. I don't know. Yeah, so anyway, that's what I'm gonna do now. Okay, I'm stupid. I saw this while I was on the phone with the guy. So I see here, delivery options, threshold. I'm covering my address here. Delivery options, threshold, and then notice threshold. So it turns out, that's why there's no model number, I guess. That's the delivery charge. So, well, the good news is we're not missing anything. Bad news is I have to go find trim for my floor, and I might have to order that. But that's okay. All right. We're done with that now. Good morning, everyone. It's Thursday morning, but we are recapping day 3 of week 2 to see what they did yesterday. So they were able to finish the plumbing vent pipe out through the roof there, as well as the stove hood exhaust, which was also ran through the roof. He did more wiring, and then he and I discussed all of the switches. So here's that switch over here that we discussed, which will turn on this half of the kitchen, because I told you the thing is split. You know, the zoning is split because of the header. Then we discussed there's something like 12 hi-hats going in just this side of the kitchen. Isn't that crazy? He's moving some outlets around. This box is now smaller. And last night he told me that he is unfortunately moving that switch to the other side in the living room, which will control this half, which has like the friggin' 12 switches. But I think that is it, because electric takes a long time. And he said we're doing really, really well. And once the electric is done, we are getting into sheetrock. And he said that's when I will really be like, holy cow. So that was it. That is... Did I show you that? He like filled in all of these holes that made it even. Remember that drop off? So he prepped here for the floor. And yeah, we're getting ready for the sink. I think I might buy that today. I think I'll order it online, get that out of the way. Oh, I don't know if I told you yet. I ordered the pantry doors according to his specifications. So those are getting delivered. They should be here in a week or less. So that's cool. This opening will be smaller. It'll be about 5 to 6 inches smaller with the framing and all that for doors. And it'll be slightly smaller. I'm losing height as well, but that's all right. All right. That's it. I will recap with you guys again after today. Good morning, everyone. It is Friday morning, and I'm here to recap Thursday's work, which was day 4 of week 2. So he started sheetrocking the ceilings. He's ran all the wires for all the lights that we discussed. So we have a plan with that. What else? He's just going to continue with that today. He's going to do more of the lighting and the sheetrocking. This is still open. So he told me yesterday as he left that this weekend we have to empty out the food from those 2 remaining pantries, because he'll be starting that next week. I told you I ordered the doors, so they should be here, I think, early next week at some point. So that's what he is banking on. What else? Yeah, so this switch is going to move onto the living room side, like we said, unfortunately. He did that light, and then towards the end of the day, I was thinking, and then I ran in here and I said, hey, we discussed all the other lights, but we did not discuss anything for the closet. See, the framing that was there came down. I told you that wasn't even accurate. He just like cut it. Anyway, and then he said, good thing you told me now while the ceiling's open. I said, yeah, that's why I'm telling you. So he said he will put a light in there, and then the switch will be double there. That'll turn into a double switch. That switch will be for this side of the kitchen, and then there'll be one right next to it, so like a double rocker panel, and the other one will be just for the closet light. Now, the unfortunate thing, there's no way to get light in the pantry. I have 2 options. One would be to put the switch for the light of the pantry in the living room next to the other one, which it's bad enough having the kitchen ones there, but at least if we're walking in this direction, it makes sense to turn them on. But for the pantry, it's like, oh, I need something from the pantry. Go in the living room, flip the switch, look in the pantry, get it, go back into the living room, flip the switch. It's kind of stupid. So he said either that, he could do 2 pull chain lights, which at the very top may cause an intrusion on upper space because it's just going to have the bulb hanging down, like 2 bulbs. So you can't, you got to watch what you put up there or whatever. So that would be pull chains, regular lighting with the switch in the living room, or nothing. So I already talked to Brett. He agreed with me on nothing, believe it or not. That way we can get our own lights from Amazon, maybe something battery operated or USB. Lights have come a long way. I'm also going to call my mom, overcomplicate things, and ask her opinion as well. But both Brett and myself, we were talking on his way to work at like 5 a.m. this morning, and we kind of both agreed that nothing is our best option. So I think that's how we're leaving it, and we shall see, though. I'm going to call my mom, but I'm like 90% sure that's what we're going to do. Nothing. So that is it. That is today. Oh, darn it. I think he closed it up before I could show you. They finished... I think that was yesterday. They finished the plumbing and the hood range stuff all up through the roof. It's all done. It's all complete. So, and then he sheetrocked over it already. Moved fast on that one. And then here's all the other sheetrock. Got a lot more sheetrocking to do. I am going to order my sink and my faucet today. I chose it, and then it happens to be a sink that has no holes. I'm doing undermount. Happens to have no holes in the sink. It has a drain, obviously, but I mean like the faucet holes. So I asked Andy. Andy said that Mike, my friend Mike, the stone guy, will have to drill through the stone, which is no problem. He does it on site. He said, blah, blah, blah. Then I told my mom, and then my mom said, talk to Mike because sometimes he doesn't like drilling through stone. He didn't want to drill through mine. So then that complicated things. So I texted my friend Mike, showed him a picture of the sink. I said, hey, Andy said it was no problem, but my mom said to check with you because sometimes you don't like to drill. And Mike said, no problem. That's a great sink. We use it all the time. I'll drill the holes in the stone. No problem. You can go ahead and get that if you like it. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm ordering the sink and the faucet today. And then I think we're done. And then I told Andy before he leaves, because he said he needs to know where this island is going. And Anthony's guys threw out my paper island. So Andy said before he leaves tonight for the weekend, he's going to tape off the refrigerator for me, the stove, and I might even, if he doesn't do it, I'll do it. I'll run like a 24-inch outline so I can get a feel of where the cabinets are going to be so that I can have the exact position for the island. He said he needs to know for the power. To run the power to the island, he needs to know the roundabout exact spot. And I'm like, it's so hard because there's nothing, how can you tell? So we're going to at least try to do that. And then I'm going to make another paper island. And we're going to try to figure that out this weekend, as well as emptying out the pantries, all the food. So that's more stuff I have to worry about getting somewhere else. I've been so busy. And then on top of the sickness and all that and everything, I haven't even finished putting away the stuff in the living room that needed spots. So now I'm going to have boxes of food too to figure out. Anyway. All right, that is the wrap up for Thursday, day 4 of week 2. And then he's going to start work today, Friday, day 5 of week 2. And I'll show you that stuff this evening. All right, so Andy marked off the coffee bar here for me yesterday. He also marked off the refrigerator. And then since the tape wouldn't really stick on this wood, he marked off the front of the stove. And then I'll just imagine that all the way across pretty much, even though I think the counters are actually going to be a little less steep than the stove. He also measured 36 inches in a small radius here so that I can clear that. Leave that open for ADA regulations. And he also told me it needs to be 36 inches from the front door. So I'm going to mark that off too. Brought in my roll of paper, and Brett and I are going to rebuild my paper island and see what's going on. All right, here is the island. I went 2 inches bigger on every side for stone. I think it's probably going to be less than that. I don't even know. I didn't want to bother my stone guy for that because we're just trying to get a rough idea. So now we are going to move it around within all of our allowable parameters and see where we think is the best spot. Still very hard to tell, especially with all that stuff there, but let's figure it out. All right, I taped it down. This was the best we could come up with. I think this is the spot. So again, hard to tell. And now we have all the stuff from the pantries everywhere, but you can see the distances from everything. And I think this will work. That's what we decided on. And let's empty. And while we are emptying out the pantries, my sink got delivered, it appears. There's FedEx leaving. So that's cool. I think I'm losing my voice from like all the sheetrock dust in the house, because I'm losing my voice. It's all raspy, and I can't think of any other reason. But I know just now, while emptying out the pantry, I felt like the air was powdery. Does that make sense? Yeah, no good. I should put on a mask. All right, back to work. It is Sunday morning, the 11th, Super Bowl Sunday, and our sink is now being delivered. What I thought was our sink was not our sink, but this is in fact our sink. Here it is. All right. By the way, here's the faucet I chose because I had no idea what to pick. And here is the sink I picked because I wanted the deepest one I could find, and this was it. That wraps up the second full week. And what I know for the third week definites, I think, I could be wrong, but what I know for sure is to gut the current pantry. The new pantry doors will arrive on Valentine's Day, I believe, is when it's scheduled for. And I believe he's going to run power to the island location. That's all I know, or better yet, that's all I think I know. And the rest we will find out together day by day. So stay tuned for part 5, which will be week 3. And definitely make sure to check out parts 1 through 3. If you missed them, you should have watched them before these. Please consider subscribing. And until the next one, guys, stay blessed, my friends. I love each and every one of you.